Hello everybody and welcome back to another Beasts of the Mesozoic review. This is SaberRex coming to you live with yet another entry into the Tyrannosaurus series of action figures from the Beasts of the Mesozoic toy line, and by Creative Beast Studio and its founder David Silva. And today we are going to be looking at one of the last in the line, and one of the four really big boys. This is Gorgosaurus libratus. So here we are. There's our incredible figure. And before we take a look at this amazing Tyrannosaur, let's take a look at the packaging it comes in, shall we? So, moving the figure, here we have the incredible package art for the Gorgosaurus. And as you can see, the box is absolutely huge. About the same size as the box that the Pentaceratops came in. And the art, of course, is done by Raul Ramos. And inside, you can actually see the removable cardboard diorama you can place behind your figure for better display if you so choose to. And, of course, on the back, we have information about Gorgosaurus and the obligatory product shot for all the Wave 3 Tyrannosaurs, including the other 6. So inside the packaging you also get this collectible card with an image of the dinosaur figure itself, and of course on the front you get the incredible artwork by Raul Ramos, and of course along with that you get the ever important instruction packet, which is absolutely utterly necessary for ensuring that your Gorgosaurus does not get broken when you're trying to put it together. So, you're going to want to read these before you try putting the figure together. This is especially important in regards to the tail and the body, because, if you don't heat up the joints for the tail and the socket, you might end up risking breaking your figure, or you'll get super frustrated, and I'm figuring you don't want to do that. But anyway, you're going to want to read these before you put them, before you put the Gorgosaurus together. And make sure you use a hairdryer or hot water to put everything to a consistency where you can actually pop the joints together or move the joints without risk of breakage. Trust me, you do not want a broken figure on your hands. I can honestly say that for sure. But anyway, in addition to this, a lot of spare parts come along with the instructions, as well as the figure itself. But going back to our incredible Gorgosaurus, you can see this guy is absolutely magnificent. It is arguably the most beautiful of all the Tyrannosaurs in the line. And the coloration is based off two animals in particular, a mako shark and an American racer snake. But it also has some similarities to the color scheme of Gorgon from the Walking with Dinosaurs 3D movie. And honestly, I think it looks so much better here than it did for Walking with Dinosaurs 3D. I mean, Gorgon was a beautifully designed dinosaur for the movie, but honestly, I think this this does it so much more justice. I mean, it's incredible. Absolutely, utterly incredible. And if we zoom in on him, you can see absolutely, I mean, look at those wrinkles, look at the scales, the texture. Absolutely incredible. And just phenomenally done all the way to the end of the tail. Yeah, just absolutely incredible. This is arguably one of my favorite Tyrannosaurs thus far in the entirety of the toy line. And moving in on him, you can absolutely see just how beautiful that is. I mean, look at the eye. Look at all that coloration with the gold and the blue and everything else. It's just insane how much detail work went into this Gorgosaurus. I mean, look at that. Just stunning. Now, articulation-wise, this dinosaur does have approximately like 20 different points of articulation. Actually, sorry, 22. But yeah, he can open his jaws like so. He does have opposable tongue, but I'm not going to mess with that because I don't want to inadvertently break it. And plus, Tyrannosaurs, it turns out, based on studies of their jaws, they probably could not move their tongue at all. So, I don't see a need to move their tongue. At least not on the Gorgosaurus. He does have left, or rather I should say right, and left articulation in his neck. He can move his neck up about that far, not much in the way of upward movement. And downward movement is kind of iffy with him, only because his joints are kind of tight, but he can move his neck about that far down. Shoulders can go in and out like this, and they can do a full 360 like so, but again, clearance issues probably gonna interfere with that. The wrists can move in and out like this, so you can get some nice poses in there. They can do a full 360 swivel, and he also can move his elbows in and out like that. And of course, there's nice angular bend, about a little over 90 degrees. The torso also moves like so. You can go down, up, left, and right. So you get some nice movement there. The legs can also move at the hips. A little bit over that far. Well, that far forward. And they can move back about maybe this far. That's as far as I feel safe moving them, but he also can move at the knee like so, bend about that far at the knee. And these are the standing legs, so he can move his... Yeah, he does have an extra set of legs, which we will get into shortly. But he also has full movement up and down at the base of the tail. And of course, it wants to pop off. So, no, I don't tend to move that very much. He can move his tail right. There is a wire in the tail, so you can bend it like so. And of course, you can also move it left and down and however you want. But yeah, this figure has a lot of range of motion, and you can do so much with him. This Gorgosaurus is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you that he can move at the, he can actually move with the other set of legs. I'm going to take both legs and pop one of them off, so you can see this extra set of mobile legs that he also comes with in action. Now, if you're going to pose him with the mobile legs, you're going to want to peg him into this display base he also comes with. And as you can see, very beautifully done. It is basically a larger version of the display base that, or rather half of the display base that the T-Rex comes with, just painted a different color. And it looks so nice with him. But you can peg him right on, and he fits very snugly on that. So you're not gonna worry too much. You're not gonna worry very much about him falling down if he has any problems. But taking him back off the base, let's pop off one of his legs like this, very gently. And now we're gonna pop on the right leg, or I should say the left leg. Gonna gently push that in, and mine's kind of tight, but there you have that. And of course, this leg can move at the knee like so, about that far down, that far forward. As you can see, nice movement. And it also moves at the ankle like so. And the feet can also move that far forward, back. So you get a nice range of movement. And yeah, he can pose very nicely. So I'm gonna showcase that by popping him on here like so. And there you have it. Gorgosaurus in a dynamic pose with one leg standing, one leg, in the more articulated form. Now, there are again two of these legs. You can interchange both legs so that you can get him into whatever pose you want. But he also comes with extra sets of feet. And you get 2 sets of each feet in each different pose. You get 2 sets of mid-stride toes, like this. You get 2 sets of closed toes, like this. And of course, on this foot, you get the standing toes. That was for when he's fully got his feet on the ground. But yeah, that's pretty much all his accessories. And as you can see, this Gorgosaurus is absolutely phenomenal. It is, just an incredible figure. And without the base, it stands about a little over 8 inches tall and about 20 inches long. So this is a big figure, but it's still nowhere near as large as Tyrannosaurus Rex. It is 1/18th scale, so they do compare pretty well in size, but T-Rex still dwarfs Gorgosaurus completely and utterly. And yeah, Gorgosaurus was quite large compared to other tyrannosaurs as well. This was a 30-foot long animal when full grown, and it would have lived about 75 million years ago. Its fossils have been found in the Dinosaur Park Formation of Alberta, Canada, among other places. And yeah, it was discovered in 1914 by paleontologist Lawrence Lambay. Lawrence Lambay was also the man Lambeosaurus, which is one of the animals that Gorgosaurus was contemporary with, was named after. But Lambay had some interesting views on Gorgosaurus and Tyrannosaurus and other large predatory dinosaurs. He actually believed that they could only eat rotten meat because he didn't see any wear on the tips of their teeth. But he was wrong about that, because carnivores, particularly like tyrannosaurs, actually do wear their teeth down quite a bit before shedding them, like crocodiles do. But in regards to fossils, Gorgosaurus is actually one of the best known tyrannosaurs we have good skeletal material from. We actually have complete skeletons from this animal in a variety of life stages, including from juveniles. So we understand that this animal was pretty large, and it was also not an animal that it was also not a slow grower either. It turns out Gorgosaurus would start undergoing the process of growing from slender juvenile to more robust adult by the time it was about 7 years old. And it turns out the juveniles were actually hunting smaller dinosaurs like oviraptors, and they do have good fossils to show this, and eating only the legs of certain dinosaurs in order to gain the most nutrition. And yeah, Gorgosaurus is an animal we're learning more and more about. Unlike its later cousin Albertosaurus, which lived about 5 million years later, Gorgosaurus seems to have been largely solitary, or at least it seems to have been. We don't have bone beds that suggest it hunted in packs like Albertosaurus or Tyrannosaurus rex or anything like that. But we do have good fossils that show that it was contemporary with another tyrannosaur called Daspletosaurus. And it turns out Daspletosaurus and Gorgosaurus were probably specializing in different types of prey, with Gorgosaurus preferring more gracile animals that were less heavily armored, like some of the smaller ceratopsians and perhaps hadrosaurs. Actually, definitely would have been targeting hadrosaurs the most. But Daspletosaurus would have had a wider prey base. It would have been able to hunt ceratopsians, armored dinosaurs, hadrosaurs, and other animals as well. Sorry. I'm still recovering from a little bit of a cold, so my apologies. But anyway, Gorgosaurus was also living further north than Daspletosaurus, so they would have probably avoided each other for the most part, but we don't have any evidence at present to show whether or not they would have fought with one another or competed. They were contemporary, but they probably would have not met very much. And maybe when they did, it might have resulted in fights, but we can't say for sure. Not without true proof that, not without concrete proof that this was possible. But, yeah, if you're looking for one of the more brilliantly colored large tyrannosaurs, this is definitely the one to go for. It is about $140 on creativebeast.com, but yeah, it's definitely worth that larger price tag. And it might take a bite out of your wallet, but if you save up for this, it's well worth it. It is definitely as worth it as getting the largest of the ceratopsians like Triceratops and Torosaurs, which are similar in price. But yeah, it is well worth it. And if you decide to get Daspletosaurus as well, you can pit them against each other. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff. And I can't recommend this toy enough, because honestly, this is a great reference for anyone wanting to do artwork and use this as a reference point. It's great for for dioramas and for just displaying. And yeah, it is well worth it is well worth the price. This is arguably the best Gorgosaurus figure out there, and again, I can't recommend this enough. It's absolutely glorious, and I will never regret purchasing this, and I hope you who decide it's well worth your time to get it as well. So this is SaberRex signing off, saying you're never too old to play with toys. Be a toy nerd, be proud of it, and don't ever stop. And thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. Thank you all. Oh, and have a good evening. And see you next time. Bye-bye.